few years I was actually a member of this Chamber of Commerce, because when I originally retired from the police force, and after a few years working for a national charity, I decided to form my own training company and formed a company called Three Sectors Consultancy and Training Limited. That went on for several years, but I decided at the end of the day it was costing me more money to keep it going than I was making at the particular time. And I was reviewing that when I actually got a telephone call from some ex-colleagues at Essex Police saying, "Colin, we desperately need you back." And I said, "Well, you must be desperate, because I can remember my old days in the police force." And so in that particular moment of weakness, I agreed to go back for a few hours per week and help them out at Epping Police Station in a civilian role. And then the role of Essex Watch administrator came up. There's about 10 of us across the county. And the idea of that role is to work with different communities and to encourage people to get back very much in the old way of looking out for each other, helping each other, and improving communication, in particular for Neighbourhood Watch, and also for all the other watch schemes of which I have some input, which include things like some business watches, caravan watch, we go to golf watch, farm watch, horse watch, and lots of other different watches. In fact, somebody said to me the other week, they said, "All these watches you do." I said, "Yeah," I said, "it's all part of my daily routine. The only thing I haven't got time for is this watch." But there we are.
Deserve better, that one.
Yeah. They get worse as time goes
It's
on.
early in the morning.
It's a problem, having spent a number of years as a Cub Scout leader. You see, the humour degenerates as time goes on. But seriously, I am passionate about communities working together, helping each other. Now, I started off looking after Epping Forest District, which was very good. And a few weeks later, they said, "Oh, now you're covering Epping Forest District, Harlow and Brentwood." I said, no, 18.5 hours a week, just Epping Forest. "Oh, but. And so we agreed at the time that I would then take Brentwood under my wing as well. And I went to full-time. And then I had a phone call March last year suggesting that perhaps I'd like to do Harlow as well. So here I am, 65th year this year, so I should be winding down really. But I now cover Epping Forest, Brentwood and Harlow. But I do enjoy what I do, and as I said, I'm very passionate about trying to get communities to talk to each other. I've tried different ways of getting businesses and retail premises involved, but it's a really, really hard task at the present time, because I know that everybody is really working hard trying to keep their businesses afloat, and something like this isn't always on the top of their priorities. So what I've come up with is the idea perhaps to get organisations like the local chambers of commerce involved and the Federation of Small Businesses, of which I used to be a member of the FSB as well, with the idea of using them as hubs so that when I send out information about criminal activity, scams, and so on and so forth, then can do that through the email system, interlinking with FSB, the Chambers of Commerce, so that all yourselves as members can actually be kept informed of some of the things that are going on. So it's another good communication tool from my perspective to actually get their message out there. Because one person trying to cover Epping Forest, Brentwood and Harlow is otherwise a very, very difficult task, and I wouldn't be able to achieve half the things I want to achieve. So I've come here this morning really to ask you to consider this, and if we can get the Chambers of Commerce on board, then that's another good way of keeping you informed, helping to keep you safe and getting everybody talking to each other. I had a similar problem a little while back because, as we all know, criminals have got no boundaries. In the police force there's always been certain boundaries, and at certain levels they talk to each other. But the type of role that I do, nobody was particularly talking to each other outside of the county. So I formed a cross-border liaison group so that people in similar roles to me can actually talk to each other and pass on information and best practice. And at the moment that involves 3 areas from the Met, which is Redbridge, Waltham Forest and Enfield, and also Hertfordshire Constabulary and Cambridgeshire Constabulary, and my other colleagues this side of Essex, and Epping Forest people, the rangers at Epping Forest, and Lee Valley Regional Park Authority and their security organisation called Park Guard, who are accredited security people. So we get together every couple of months, but we're in constant email contact so that we can tell each other what's going on. It's very important as well at the moment, because that dreaded word, the Olympics, keeps cropping up, doesn't it? I've spent my life avoiding sport, so it's difficult for me to